Another episode of Steve. Hope everybody's having a good day. It is Thursday. The week is almost over with. I see ain't nobody in here. I be feeling crazy when I be just sitting up here and ain't nobody in here. And some on my shirt. But y'all can't see it. Shirt though. I hope everybody's having a good Thursday. What y'all doing today? It is Halloween. And so far, it is October 2nd, I want to say. Is it the 2nd? Yes. It's October 2nd, and I have watched 2 horror movies today. I watched one earlier today. I didn't wait till late. I think I'm going to watch another one because I really ain't paying attention to TV. But my shows started coming back on TV, so I'll probably watch them. I don't know. I'll figure it out. So, yeah, I know I had to come on and, hey, y'all, whoever's in the chat, whoever's listening, looking, seeing, good evening. Happy Thursday. Happy day 2 of 31 days of Halloween. So I've so far watched a horror movie a day. Sometimes 2, depending upon what I'm doing. Sometimes it's a movie, sometimes it's a show, but all things scary. But you know I had to wait. I had to watch my little talk shows and stuff. So I was gonna talk about. And I don't know if I'm gonna talk about one specific thing. Hey y'all. But I watched Steve. And on Steve, this lady who'd been on Steve before came on again today. Because she said that her niece, who she used to take care of, and and you know how somebody have a baby, somebody cousin, somebody niece, somebody child have a baby, and they don't want to take care of it, and or whatever whoop de whoop, and a older auntie or older cousin will come in and take care of the baby. So this young lady had lived with, I think this lady is her aunt. I don't want to lie. It was something I remember. I don't know what it was. I don't know which one it was. But she's an older lady. And I'm about to get on those older ladies today a little bit. Just for a little bit. It's just a smidge. Just a little pinch. We have to stop. We got to stop putting what happened to us, how people treated us, and how we didn't want to be treated on the young people of today. We got to stop doing that, y'all. We got to stop acting like, we got to stop giving people allowances and acting like because somebody act bad, that's okay. So the lady called her, they were talking, and the lady accused her of stealing this priceless penny that was could be worth up to $1 million. Putting rubbing alcohol in her drink or hand sanitizer. She was older. She was an older lady. She probably might have been my age. I say older as anybody over the age of 50, but I don't know. You know how sometimes you can tell, sometimes you can't, especially with black women. So I couldn't tell whether she was in her 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, because just how she carried herself. She carried herself old as hell. So she could have been in her 80s. But I know she wasn't that old. But it was just how she was talking about the little girl. And the things she was saying. And I was like, why? Here's the thing. Here's my thing. How we are portrayed in media, social media, and entertainment, and I'm talking about black people and black women in particular. How we're portrayed in movies and television, the things they wish to focus on social media and the internet, It very rarely shows us in a positive light. It it um it doesn't focus on our positives as much as it focuses on our negatives and the stereotypes and things that we really don't do, but for some reason have been associated with us. And it was killing me how she was talking and how she was acting and how she was talking about this little girl. And the little girl was like, even after all the stuff that lady had said about her, she was still saying she did a lot for me growing up. She was still saying how I appreciate what she did for me. But the lady was coming out there just calling her a demon and just it just irks me. That's all. It's just it's like some of us feed into the stereotypes. And that's what people focus on. They don't focus on the 98% of us that just trying to get back. We're not loud, we're not quiet. We're just people. And she was pissing me off. Really, she was pissing me off. But it made me think of the greater, what was I saying? It's the grander, greater scheme of things. We have got to stop every time. What you wanted to do, hey, Super Rainbow Queen, happy Thursday. What happened to you as a young woman growing up? And right now I'm just talking to the ladies. Gentlemen, you can feel free to listen and join. But I'm not focusing on you right now. I'm focusing on us. Because that's the experiences I can focus on. Those are the experiences I know. I can't tell you about the experiences men go through. So all the things that happened to us growing up that we didn't want to happen and we had no control over, please stop putting it on these young ladies growing up now. Please stop acting like you didn't have a whole phase. Stop acting like you went out in the streets. All of a sudden, because now, I ain't going to even lie to you. I tell you what I tell you. My youth was not televised. And it's a good thing. It's an absolute good thing. My youth was not televised. Thank you for small favors and no cell phones. That being said, I also then all of a sudden turned into church lady because I got older and I wasn't doing that stuff no more. Now I'm gonna tell you when I did realize that it's time for me to put clubbing down is when I was in the club acting like somebody's mama and wanting to pull their clothes down and wish they had a little more clothes on. Then I realized, you know what? This is not for me anymore. I realized, you know what? When you're in the club redressing somebody and supposed to having fun, it's time to let it go. So I let it go. But I also don't begrudge these. I'm going to tell y'all some good stuff. The half naked titties hanging out, booty hanging out. I wish that it was a little more acceptable when I was growing up, because I probably would have been half naked. I ain't going to lie. And I love to see the young people express themselves through fashion, through makeup, through hair. I love that. I'm not going to sit up there and act like I wasn't doing what I was doing at the time when I was doing what I was doing. And all of a sudden I am just too no, look here. I will tell you now, I will tell you 6 years from now, I will tell you till there's nothing left but dentures in my mouth. Have your fun, do your thing. Get it in. Move it up, move it down. Push it in, push it out. Hit that disco when you want to. But ladies, stop judging these young ladies. Stop talking about what you wouldn't do. Oh, shut up. You did do it. You did it for the times that we were in. You wore the little dress. You had your titties out. Stop sitting up there telling these little girls that that's not dignified. You ain't supposed to be dignified at the club. You're supposed to be having a good time. You're supposed to be having fun. You're supposed to look good. And 99% of people, ladies that get ready and go out, we going out, we getting looking good for the girls that's in the club with us. We ain't somebody no man. Cause let me tell you something. The most interest when I was younger and growing up, when I would go out, excuse me, the most interest people had in me is when I looked a mess. Men don't need you to put on makeup and hair and heels and nails and stuff to holler at you. They holler at you when you came out the house and think you about to run into this store. Leilani, and think you about to run into the store and you got on your house shoes, your pajama pants, and a hoodie with a scarf half tied on your head. So that's not why these ladies, these girls are getting dressed. They're getting dressed for their homies, their home girls. They're getting together and trying to see who can outdo who. And I love it. I am here for it. I am here for the Cardi B's. I am here for the Meg Stallions. I am here for the I'm here for the booty. I'm here for the boobs. I'm here for it all. Girls, let your thing, do your thing, do your thing. Because if you do your thing appropriately, when you get to be my age, you can appreciate when the girls coming up behind you do their thing because I appreciate it. But I hate when I hear ladies, I hear women my age talking about these little girls and they hot and they fast. First of all, I hate when somebody call a child fast. I hate that. That irks my spirit. All that stuff that they used to tell us when we was kids, how I hate when people say you got to get dressed because a man coming over to the house. I hate that it's the young women's fault when older men too old and too inappropriate to holler at them or talk to them. They talk about it's the little girl fault. I hate when young people make mistakes and you blame it on the young person. You don't blame it on the fact that nobody taught them. Nobody gave them a place to express their feelings. Nobody gave them an outlet so that they come talk to you before they got knocked up at 16 or 15 or 16. Instead of you making sure that they are ready, as ready as they can be. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to tell y'all some good stuff. A kid going to do what a kid do. Children going to break the rules. Children going to go out and do their thing. But if they can't come talk to you, if they can't confide in you, if they feel like that no matter what they do, you ain't got their back, whose fault is it? Whose fault is it when your kids don't know stuff that you supposed to be teaching them? And it ends up biting them in the booty. Stop calling the girls fast. Stop making excuses for grown-ass men looking at your children. Stop blaming everybody else but the person you sleep with every night for stuff that you know that's so what got me to thinking today is that it was, I don't know how old this lady was, but she looked old. She looked like, she looked like the heavy set older with the moo she had, you know what I'm saying? That's how she looked. And the little girl, it was just it, but she had a man, and that man could do no wrong. Cause they gonna Steve is a lot of take the test. So they went through the thing, and she kept calling the girl a demon, and the story kept changing as to why she thought this. First, she said, I guess the little girl worked at a restaurant, and she said, the little girl said, do you want something to eat? She said, no, but bring me some tea. She brought her tea, and then she said it looked like some pills was in the tea, but then it looked like a half a pill was in the tea, but then she put some hand sanitizer in there because my stomach was hurting and my heart was hurting, and I'm sitting there, shut up. I would love to be on here and be like the person who, you know what I'm saying, the person who's like, who coming on the show today, so that I can go, hell no. There need to be some kind of checks and balances in the back over there at the table when you go through the applications. You need a different cross section of people so that these people can say, don't let this person on the show. It's gonna be a mess. But anyway, so but the girl that she was talking about and her man took the lie detector test, right? Now understand this lady, this was the second time the lady been on there. And the first time she was on there, she didn't believe the lie detector test. So she come back, Steve. Now she on Steve again. The little girl passed the lie detector test. She ain't did nothing to her. She ain't tried to poison her. She ain't tried to kill her. And she ain't steal the penny. Because it was a penny. It's supposed to be a rare penny. I don't know. How she know? She said she got a magnet. And the magnet didn't the penny didn't stick to the magnet. Now, I don't know. I truly have never just stuck a magnet down in some coins. So, Leilani, I don't know. Do magnets stick to pennies? I wouldn't think they would, but I mean, because magnets, not all magnets attract all metal. But, so I don't know. I didn't think they did. But anyway, so she said the penny didn't stick to the magnet, and that's why the penny was, I didn't think they did. I didn't think any penny stuck to a magnet. So she said because maybe because the penny that did stick to the magnet was the $1 million penny. But I'm like, if you know you got $1 million penny, don't you already go get cash in the $1 million penny? You don't leave it in your pocketbook. She said it was in a pocketbook. Her purse. Her coin purse. Don't you go send the penny? Look here. I don't write the news. I just report it. But anyway, the girl passed the test. Her man did not. And as soon as these, I think that a penny that does stick to a magnet would be the special. Okay. I mean, because the composition of pennies changed, so I don't know. Maybe he had a particularly metally penny. I don't know. But anyway, so her man didn't pass. But as soon as Steve said, you are not telling the truth, she was like, I did my research on this show. And and even you said you wouldn't take a lie to take the test, Steve. Steve said, no, what I said was I wouldn't bring my business on nationwide TV. That what Steve said was. I wouldn't take a lie detector test on nationwide TV. Steve used to be a cop, so he's taken a lie detector test before in his job. I've taken one before for one of my jobs. I think a couple of my jobs took a lie detector test. So, I don't know. Anyway, so, and that's, okay, I'm going to be very random today, so I'm going to flip-flop. So, if anybody gets in the chat and hear me say something and want me to repeat it, let me know, because I'll come back. I got something to say about people doing their own research. Now, I am Google. I will Google anything. I will Google you. Okay? Like baby was asking, we were talking about something earlier, and she was wondering this, something. I'm not gonna go into details, but she was wondering why she had this and not this and what was going on. So I Googled it. And when I Googled it, we figured out why was going on. That's cool. And did I replace the doctor when I Googled it? Absolutely not. Have I went somewhere and gotten a medical degree or a law license since last night? Absolutely not. Is Google cool? Absolutely. Does it replace a doctor or a lawyer? Absolutely not. I hate when people talk about I did my research. I was researching it. She get up and talk about I did my research on a lot of take tests. Even you said you want to take one. Boy, baby, I know you ain't lying, because that's what she was saying when she was talking to a man. I know you ain't lying. I know you ain't lying. I know. Now, let me tell you something. Now, I believe that people do stuff, as the young people say, for clout. I believe that people do stuff for the internet. I believe that people do stuff for the show and stuff. And I firmly believe that a lot of these shows, a lot of times, if it's a slow gossip day or whatever, they exaggerate. I ain't gonna even lie. But the reality is, Steve been on TV over 20 years. Moore was on TV for longer than that. If they was really lying about, if those lie detector tests were really fake all the time? Don't you think somebody would have came out and said, what's approved somewhere? So I go under the assumption until I'm proven otherwise that, yeah, because 99% of the time, when confronted with the fact that you couldn't beat the lie detector test, James Bond, they come out and say, well, yeah, I don't know why I lied. Because you was lying. Because you're a liar. Liar, liar, pants on fire. So there you go. But, yeah. And that leads me to another thing. It being spooky season, it being Halloween season now. So I don't really like science fiction. I'm not a big alien. I'm not a big creature feature. Like, I'm not big on like Bigfoot and stuff like that. I like a good werewolf. I like a good vampire every now and again. You know what I'm saying? Depending upon the story and how it's done. I'm mostly supernatural, kind of ghosty, kind of possession-y, churchy things based in religion and lore kind of person when I watch horror movies, right? Here's what I don't understand. Here's what I don't get. Watch horror movies. And, okay, you and your wife or husband move into this house, right? And before y'all moved in, you hadn't one time called your husband or your wife crazy. You hadn't one time thought something was wrong with them, that they needed some medication. Other than the regular day-to-day crazy. You know what I'm talking about. Why do, when people move into haunted houses or things like that, the first thing they say when their spouse comes to them, it's something wrong. Something's going on. My keys moved, the door slamming, whatever, whoop-de-whoop. Why is it always, there has to be a logical explanation? A logical explanation what? Sir, the toilet keep flushing. And ain't nobody here but us, and we downstairs. Sir, all the chairs in the dining room table are piled up on top of the table all the way up to the ceiling, and I am 5'2". What? Why is the first thing somebody say when you be in a horror movie is you gotta be crazy? There's something wrong with you. Why is that? I never understood that. I don't know. I have not watched. I talked to Leilani earlier, and Leilani said, "How was It Feeds?" Because I haven't watched it. I thought about it, but I really hadn't watched it. Was it good? Because the one I watched today was called House of Eden, and I think it was on AMC, and it was a found footage kind of ghost hunting movie from some creators that I saw on TikTok. They made a movie. I was like, oh, I'll watch it. And it was all right. It's okay. They're not actors. They're TikTok actors. So it was like an hour and 27-minute TikTok. So it wasn't bad. It wasn't good. It was just, it was normal. They're supposed to be, filming footage, getting content for their channels. And they're supposed to be going one place. And the girl driving has decided, instead of going to the place they were going in the populated town in the area, she finds a house, a full house, not a shack, but a 5-6 bedroom old house in the middle of some woods somewhere. So instead of going to the fully populated, haunted, whatever they were going to, she drives them to the middle of the woods to the house out of nowhere. I'm getting out on the road. I'm not going with you. Leilani, me and you, one day we're going to go to some haunted something. But if you gonna take me away from the middle of the town where the haunted stuff at, and you gonna nicely politely drive me out to the middle of the woods where we ain't got no cell service, to a house that just popped up. Now they going to the house right now. This house supposed is in the middle of the woods. It don't even have a driveway because they had to walk to the house. They had to park the car on the road between poltergeist, possession, and monster. Okay, I don't mind it. I just don't like. I just don't like. Sometimes now, if it's funny, I'll watch monsters. But I'm not big on just a I'm not big on a creature feature. I used to be when I was a kid, but not now. I watch anything horror back when I was a kid. So one of my first horror movies was The Creature from the Black Lagoon. It was awful. You could damn near see the zipper, but I watched it. It was what it was. Now, first of all, I can't drive to the house. That's number one. Number two, this is a beautiful house. It was on the inside. On the outside, it looked like a shack, truthfully. But on the inside, it looked like one of those older homes with all the woodwork and everything. But my thing was, nobody lives out here. You can't drive up to the house. But when you go into the house, there's no dust on anything. None of the furniture's covered up. It looked like somebody coming out there taking care of it. Immediately no. Immediately no. I'm gone. No, 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 no. I don't get it. I'm very confused. Now, I don't, what's the word? I don't discount anything. I don't say there's not ghosts. I don't say there's not creatures. I don't say that because I haven't seen everything in the world all at once. So I don't know. There could be vampires. You never know. There could be somebody who turned into a wolf on the weekend. I don't know. There could be somebody right now in their basement piecing together pieces and trying to make them a Frankenstein. I don't know. So I'm not going to sit up there and say this shit don't happen. I'm not going to sit up there and say that you can't cast spells because, like I said, I was raised in the South and I know that people put a whole lot of stock into voodoo and witchcraft, and that's, shoot. But if I was younger, I might do some stupid stuff. But still, my self-preservation would kick in, and I would go to this house and I would see. First of all, I'm gonna go in the house, and first of all, what was stupid? She go in the house. One of them go in the house and flip the lights, talking about it on electricity. Why the hell would it be electricity out there? It ain't even a driveway. How the hell do people get out there to put electricity? You sound stupid. No, it ain't no electricity. But y'all didn't notice ain't no dust on nothing. Y'all didn't notice look like somebody at work in this house. And y'all in there chilling? Immediately. Babe, look, you know what? I feel as though I, it's Halloween. Stuff can happen. I I believe that there are things that we don't know about, and I'm not gonna test it. Would I like to see it? Yeah. Would I like for it to scare me to death? Absolutely not. Now I will tell you, I saw some funny um people sitting up there talking about how the way we act, black people done had the ghost and talking to it like it pay rent, like it live there. I was watching the thing, and I don't remember exactly what she said, but they were slamming doors in the kitchen. You better stop slamming them damn doors in my kitchen before I start charging you rent. I was like, that's about right. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's going. I don't know. I don't know. Again, completely separate topic, different topic. So I watched Karamo today, and I just want to talk about the double standard, and I want somebody to tell me their thoughts on it before I say mine. So on the show today, there was a girl A woman. She wasn't a girl. She was a woman, and she'd had a baby, and the baby was 5 years old, and she had a baby not by her boyfriend, but by her homeboy, and they weren't in a relationship. It wasn't even it was no. But when he got to talking, he came out, and when he started telling his side, he was like, she assaulted me. That's what he said. That I was drunk, I was asleep, and when I woke up, she was on top of me. And I was like, and then he said, if it was reversed, what would y'all be saying about me? Even if after the initial shock of waking up to somebody on you, you got into it. Wasn't okay, Leilani. If it was reversed and a man and a woman woke up to a man, her friend, not even her boyfriend, her homeboy, her best friend or whatever, on top of her, even if she eventually got into it and was cool with it, was it assault? Cause to me, yeah, you're not my partner. You're not my spouse. We not even, we just barely, fuck buddies. This ain't for kids. We just barely fuck buddies. But I come to your house, I'm drunk. I go, I just need someone to lay my head because that's the kind of friends we are. I'm doing whatever I'm doing because I'm the way he was talking like he was doing something he wasn't supposed to be doing to get some money. And he said I was drunk out my mind, and my homegirl was close, so I just went to her house and I said, hey, I just need someone to lay my head. Hey. So he said he went upstairs, got in the bed. He said as the night wore on, as the night went on, he woke up and she was on top of him. And, it resulted in a pregnancy. That's why we know about it, because it eventually resulted in somebody getting pregnant, her getting pregnant. But I feel like he's right. I feel like he's right. If I were to wake up, and I'm just saying, I'm just using Leilani as an example. Y'all leave Leilani alone. If I were to wake up, even if I'm cool with what we doing eventually, if I were to wake up and she on me, we fighting. You know what I'm saying? Now I do. As somebody who has been drunk, who has been high, just weed high. Before y'all say anything else, that was my drugs of choice. I knew none of that. But if I wake up and all of a sudden somebody hunching on me, what your thoughts, Leilani? Because I feel like if it had been, if the roles were reversed. Hey, Nirvana, how you doing? I feel like if the roles were reversed, if she had been in bed and he got on top of her while they was asleep, and even if she was cool with it later on, even if she got into it as time went on, I feel like, and that's what she said, and that's what he said. That's what he said. He said, me, and everybody kind of discounted it and was like laughed and not kind of laughing it off, kind of ignoring what he was saying. And I'm like, because I assume he got into it at some point because that a condom came along. Unless she put a condom on him while he was asleep, which I guess you could. Me not having male anatomy, I'm assuming I'm sure because I have dated them in the past and they've woken up hard, so I'm assuming you can be hard asleep. So, but and you don't really need nobody to help you put a condom on anybody. You know what I'm saying? So, but it eventually broke. She got pregnant. The baby was his, but I feel like not enough is said about situations like that. And I feel like as the mama, I wouldn't be cool with the world knowing how this came about, even if eventually he got into it. Y'all see what I'm saying? Um, I don't. It kind of made me stop and think for a minute because I'm like, that ain't cool. That's not cool. And you got a baby, and now you done brought this shit on TV. Now that being said, if they don't bring it on TV, I don't really have nothing but random stuff to talk to y'all about. So I appreciate the fact that it gives me content and it gives me something to say. But I don't appreciate the fact that people have gotten so cool with their business being out there like that. It's like when you watch TikTok and stuff, people just come on and shit and say come out and say anything. I'm having a baby by my brother. Why do I know that? Me and my dad are getting married. These are things that people have said. Me and my cousin had a threesome. Mm. We not keeping nothing to ourselves no more. We just telling everybody. Just telling the world that you come on now. What are the circles getting more circular? What is going on? That is crazy. Do y'all see that? I look like I'm about to go play football. That's crazy. You know what? As you get older, your eyebrows just start growing everywhere. Because I never plucked mine. I didn't pluck. A lot of people plucked. I'm not a plucker. I didn't pluck. I didn't even shave mine. I get mine done sometimes, but I have a natural arch to my eyebrow. So I just kind of comb and try to tame them. I just leave them, I got a big head. I need some eyebrows. I don't think I should have just a stripe of eyebrow on my face. I feel like it would make me look like a cartoon character. So, but as you get older, they get to doing their own thing. I need some. Look at this. Y'all see that? Lay that down. I'm about to lick. I'm about to put. You know how when your baby has some on like their eyebrows out of place or whatever. Yeah, hit that spit in here. Oh, I need some of that. But yeah, that threw me. That threw me because babies come out of this dumbness. That's just. I mean, is it that serious? I don't know. I'm just perplexed. But yeah, that pissed me off. It pissed me off that people ignored it. It pissed me off that people ran around it. Because had that been, like I said, reversed, and it was the woman who was asleep, everybody would have been out there calling him all kind of predators and criminals. It would have been a whole different story. It would have been a whole different monologue. And I'm just saying that kind of that got me for a minute. Another thing got me. So the next one on Karamo. So the day on Karamo, I should do voiceovers. So the day on Karamo. So the next one, they've been together since they were young. They're still young. And she said he cheats every year from September to January. And I'm like, but I love him and he's a good man. Is he though? If the whole time y'all been together, he cheats on you at least once a year, every year between September and January. His birthday, January 1st. But he's a good man. Is he? I don't think so. I don't think he's a good man for you. See, it's not a blanket statement. When you talk about somebody being good or bad, talk about him being a good partner or a bad partner, or a good dad or a bad dad, or vice versa. A lot of times, it's not so much as they're a good or bad person overall. It's just are they a good or bad person for you? And if y'all been together since y'all were kids, but you've had to endure knowing between September and January he's going to be cheating on you, is he a good man for you? Leilani, I ask. Nirvana, I ask. And don't rush to just say you ain't gonna stay, because if you've ever stayed with somebody who cheated on you, even one time, you never know what you may or may not do. But do you stay year after year after year? Is there a point when September to January is just too stressful, is just too traumatic for you to stay in situations like this? To where you got to tell the world that between September and January, DC cheat on me. I know that between September and January, I got to worry about who she texted, where she at. September, October, November, December, January. I mean, September, October, November, December. That's 4 months out of 12. That's 1/3 of the time. That's 1/3 of the year. I got to worry about what you doing. And you know it don't stop in January, because you're going to be worried 12 months out the year. Is it worth it? Is the love worth it? I just, inquiring minds want to know. As y'all know, my ring light is a TV, so what I was watching was dark. So all of a sudden, it is now scary time. That's why. I'm going to go look at horror movies while I'm talking to y'all. And we're going to talk about horror movies in a minute. Because what I want to see weapons. I want to see weapons. I really do. But I don't want to pay for it, because, no, I don't want to. But I want to see it. Yeah. I don't know. I'm going to watch some other horror movies today. So, all right. Leilani, what's our next movie? Because they redid I Know What You Did Last Summer. And I think I want to see that. But I don't know. Because here's my thing. With the I Know What I Did Last Summer, for anybody who don't remember, because it's a long time ago and everybody as old as we are, these kids were driving on this windy road, and they were not paying attention, and I think they were drinking, and they hit this fisherman. And they think they killed him, and so they vow to never tell anybody, but it's a horror movie, so that's what happens. So, but here's my question. If you really didn't mean to hit somebody, if you didn't mean to run somebody over with your car, if you shot somebody if you shot your cousin because you thought they were a burglar and they was trying to get in your house and you ain't know, and they ain't call you and say, hey, I'm outside, please don't shoot me. Do you just ignore it? Do you not call some, you know what I'm saying? Now I can understand that when it was a spouse situation and all of a sudden you accidentally shot your husband, you may hide that. But I'm just saying, I feel like that's just a waste. I feel like, I don't know. I've never understood that situation. I never understood a situation like that. Because if it was an accident, it was an accident. You call the cops. You call the people. Because I swear, I'm just going to be sitting there for the rest of my life trying to figure out what's going on, and when the shoe going to drop, and when somebody going to come get me. And I just feel like it ain't worth it. You know what I'm saying? So I watched this movie called Clown in the Cornfield. It's good. It's on AMC. Leilani, did you watch it? If not, watch it, because it's good. It's different. And I'm going to tell you, one of my guilty pleasures, one of my, I don't know what I'm trying to say. I think it's guilty pleasure. Is young adult horror. I like Goosebumps and the Goosebumps that was on Disney. I like when, I like the dynamic. I don't know why. And it was good. You should watch Clowns in the Cornfield. It was good. It was entertaining. Was it an Oscar winner? Absolutely not. Was it entertaining? Absolutely. I watched it again the other day. I watched it again. I haven't watched 28 Years Later, The zombie. I don't know what they weren't zombies though. It was a virus that made people violent. So I think there might be zombies now. I don't know. It wasn't a zombie movie. That was their thing back when it first came out. 28 days later, it wasn't a zombie movie. It was a virus that made everybody violent and attack each other, and it was spread by attacking somebody. But I think it's kind of morphed into a zombie movie. I haven't watched that yet. I'm gonna watch it just because I watched the other two. But I want to watch Weapons. It's the one where the teacher comes to her class and all of her children are gone. They just left in the middle of the night. And for whatever reason, the town blames her. I don't know why. But she ain't had nothing to do with it. And I want to see it. Everybody said it was good. I'm going to watch that. But I ain't going to pay for it. I just wait till it come out. I just am not. Because I feel like you pay for movies. If you're going to pay for a movie, you should be paying for it at a theater so you get the theater experience, the popcorn, the sounds, the surround sound. I'm not going to. I pay enough cable to not have to pay for a movie. But yeah. Yeah, House of Eden was the one I watched today with the TikTok people. So Late Night with the Devil was good. It's on AMC. It's from the 70s. It's about a talk show host who invites because back in the 60s and the 70s, they're in between like the 40s and the 80s, it was a very spiritual time as far as stuff going on. And that's in the real world. You had a lot of people who believed in psychics and mediums and spirituality. Hell, even during the Second World War, I think the one I forget if that's the one with the Nazis. Whichever the ones with the Nazis was. Hitler had an entire paranormal division to where they were trying to use they were trying to summon. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. So they used to really believe in all that stuff. The cults were really big, and a lot of those cults were quote unquote devil worshiping cults. So that's what this movie is about. He invites this psychiatrist. I think she's a psychiatrist. She's paranormal. But there's a girl who's possessed who used to be a part of a cult. And she's possessed by a demon. And they come on his nightlight talk show. Like anybody who knows Johnny Carson back in the day, to the night show. It's that kind of show it was. Y'all remember the old school talk shows, late night talk shows. That's how it was. And I think it was Halloween because people dressed up and everybody was on there, and basically everybody got, watch it. It was good. But I personally, myself, because I believe in anything that could happen, I feel like if I had went to, let's just say for the sake, we're going to use today's, I'm going to use Karamo. I'm in the Karamo audience. And all of a sudden, Karamo decides he's going to do something a little different. He's going to do something a little different. He going to bring a possessed person on there. And they going to talk to the demon. He going to interview the demon. I have to go. I have to go. I have to go. I'm leaving. First of all, you'd have to slip that on me. You'd have to slip that to me. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I don't think that I would read the day. What's going on today on Karamo. And I see we're going to interview a demon. And I come in the room at all. I come into the audience at all. You'd have to slip that in. You know what I'm saying? Y'all feel me? Y'all with me what I'm talking about? I feel like if I go in there and I'm thinking I'm gonna see a DNA show or you're lying about who you're dating show, and all of a sudden it's an interview with the devil show, I feel like I'm getting back in the car and going home. Yeah. I'm not. Yeah, I watch it on TV. Thank you for the opportunity. No, absolutely not. What are you thinking? Don't do that. No. But that's just me. That's just me. I could be wrong. Bless you. I'll watch it on TV. But I'm not about to sit in there. Cause it ain't let me tell y'all something. I was talking to baby, we was talking about cause where we live in Virginia, we're not too far away from Shepherdstown. And supposedly Shepherdstown is the most haunted town in America. Now, I wanted to go. But I don't know why baby thought I was just going to go in there unprepared, because I watched almost every episode of Supernatural, and Sam and Dean have taught me exactly what to do in these cases. You got some holy water, some salt, some goofy, I think it's goofy, koofy. I don't know what kind of dust, but some dust, some graveyard dust. I'm dipping all my clothes in holy water, and look here, we're going in there prepared. No, ain't nothing sticking to me. I'm not bringing nothing home. No, absolutely not. Sam and Dean have taught me. Sam and Dean have killed everything. When people talk about who would you want in a fight with a demon or a devil, Sam and Dean. Sam and Dean killed death. Absolutely. Sam and Dean have killed death, the devil. They killed God. Not just the God, just the main God, but they was killing gods. It's plural. Come on now. Going somewhere just balls out, butt naked, thinking everything gonna be okay. That's what I don't understand about these horror movies. You go to what's the one? Evil Dead. You go to a cabin in the woods and you read from a book made out of skin and blood, and you read it and you don't think somebody about to come eat your liver? What the hell is you thinking? You go into a house talking about you gonna ghost hunt, and the first thing you do, get in there, because the ghost ain't doing ghosty shit right then. When you come in there, then you gonna get in there and cuss the ghost out and tell them, come at me, bro? What? Like y'all about to play PlayStation? Like y'all about to play Call of Duty? What the fuck? You got the little lady, everybody think a ghost in the old rundown house, and everybody mean to her, and you gonna follow them and be mean? Oh no, absolutely not. I'm gonna bring her some cookies. I'm gonna check on to see if she all right. Sure is. Absolutely. The only job I can get is babysitting somebody comatose who ain't said a word in 13 years, and all of a sudden, as soon as I get there, that bitch is levitating through the house. Absolutely not. She about to be by her damn self. I ain't calling nobody till I'm at home. My job say, did you leave? I surely did. Miss Sadie ain't walked and said nothing in 13 years. I just saw that bitch in the kitchen cooking. I'm about to go. That's real world stuff. I'm not talking about movies, because movies got to be entertaining. I get that. But I'm talking about in the real world, there's no discussion. Come on now. This is Halloween. It's spooky season. What are you talking about? No. I just don't understand. You know what else I don't understand? Because the TV's playing in the background to give me things to talk about, because I don't always have stuff to talk about. Do I have an opinion on stuff? Sure. Do I always think about it? I watch a lot of what's the show called? What's the channel? ID channel. I watch a lot of ID channel. Watch a lot of ID channel. And I would like for somebody who has killed their spouse to let me know. Why do you do that instead of getting a divorce? You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about self-defense. I'm not talking about like the burning bed when that lady, when Farrah Fawcett set that man on fire because he'd been beating the brakes off. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about you and your husband don't get along, and instead of just getting a divorce, hell, just moving out and going somewhere else, you kill him. I would like to know why. I would like to know the thought process behind just saying, you know what? Instead of just moving on, I'm gonna commit murder. I would like to know the thought process behind that. And yeah, I would really like to know the thought process behind that. Because I don't get it. If you don't want to be there, you ain't got to get a divorce. Do you know how I have known people growing up? I have known couples growing up that I didn't know was together that are still legally married, but they'd never been together. They got married when they were 16. They decided they ain't like each other at 17, and they've been married. Now they 55, and they still got a legal piece of paper saying they married. You ain't got to get a divorce. You just get the hell on. Especially if you don't want to get married no more. And even if you do, I don't get it. I'm just one of those things that made me go, So I'm not gonna stay on here an hour and a half. I've been staying on here, y'all, because my mouth kind of hurt, and talking is making it hurt a little bit more. So I'm gonna get up off here because I really can't think of nothing else to say. But I appreciate everybody who's came through today, Leilani, Nirvana, everybody who came through, everybody who hit me with them likes, huh?
No, no. I was reading the Nirvana said she dreamt the diabetes. She had diabetes.
Hold on. Where you see that at? I don't see that. Am I still talking?
Like Lonnie said, I'm having deja vu right now. I dreamed this conversation.
I don't see that. Oh man. Oh, that's crazy.
See the three buttons at the top?
Hold on. Nah, I don't have. Oh, I see three buttons on the side.
You say, can you click on it and say view all messages?
Nah, that's not. No, I don't see it. Hold on. Oh. What is that? Uh, I ain't see all that. Hold on. What does that do?
Why you facing this way?
Cause I hit the wrong thing.
She said, yep, you still talking.
Why I gotta green? Y'all know what? Stop letting me play with my phone. That's the problem. Look what I did. See? I shouldn't be allowed to play with my phone. I'm gonna take the green screen off because I don't have nothing behind me. Done. I don't want that. That's that looks spooky. Can you see it,
Yeah.
babe? That's crazy. Why y'all let me touch my phone? That's the problem. Cause I normally what is this on my lip? What is that red? Is that red? I don't know. Say what? It won't come off. Hold on. I'm just trying to get it off. Hold on, wait. Hold on. Oh, there you go. Y'all should not let me touch my phone, by the way. But hold on, now I can't even see the chat. For real. Chat went away.
What you push? What did you
I
push?
don't know.
Now I gotta figure out what that button is.
I don't know. No matter. I can't see it.
So you don't see Leilani talking?
Nope. What she say?
Let me see it.
Here comes DC. Here she comes to save the day. Why you? I don't know.
Let me see. Let me see if I keep it that way though. So I can get right here. What's up, y'all? She done touched shit. Oh, you ain't got no. She ain't even got the chat nowhere near.
I know. I told you. I did have a chat, but I wasn't seeing nobody saying
Where's
it.
your chat thing at?
I don't know.
Huh? Did you ever see the chat? Period.
I did. The last thing I saw was when Leilani said he raped her. She raped him. That's the last thing I saw.
Leilani, you talking for nothing. You need to go on your regular go on your iPad.
I don't know.
Cause
Uh-huh.
I don't
I
see
ain't think
him.
nobody was talking, so I just,
I'm trying to see. Here you go. I got it.
Yeah. Thank you. And we're back. I ain't think nobody was talking. I ain't seen that. Hold on, let me see. Oh yeah, deja vu. Parapsychologist. Okay. And people were talking. Headed back to work. Okay. I didn't see none of that. I didn't see none of that. My bad, y'all. I wasn't getting
You
any.
broke it.
First of all, anybody broke nothing. Your face broke.
Hey, Ronnie.
Anyway. All right, so I'm back. Hold on, let me see. Oh, I missed all that stuff, y'all. My bad, my bad.
Kiki said hi.
Hey, Kiki, hey.
That's it. When people come in
I
here,
know those
just ask
glasses were
questions.
coming, so you can see my comment. Who are we
You
discussing?
heard what I said?
Uh-uh.
You heard what I said?
Uh-uh.
When people come in, just interact with them and ask them what they think about the
I didn't
topic.
see any chat. I did.
Uh,
I'm halfway. Believe some of these folks, because they're live for clicks. They do. They do live for clicks and views. They do. I forgot to send you. Hold on. All right. Let's not talk about the facial hair, because at 50, his chin hair is crazy. That's funny. He cheats every year. At least once a year. Yup. If you're doing it every year. Yes, he's still cheating. He's not cheating right now. So all winter. Yup. He has another woman. If you throw me a surprise birthday party every year, I'm still a surprise. No. If you're broken, you stay. Man, please. I had a boyfriend that wanted to go to his mama's every weekend and come back home on the weekdays. Nope. Go on to mama's and stay there. Absolutely. Visit me on the weekend. Headed back to work. All right, no, Browner. I'm so serious. I dropped him and all his stuff off. How you going to leave me on off days? Still talking. Okay. Hey, Kiki. Hey, y'all. All right. So I was leaving, and I'll probably still leave in a few minutes because it do kind of hurt. My mouth kind of hurt, but because I didn't see the chat. I ain't think nobody was talking, so I just feel like I was talking to myself, and there's only so much conversation I can have with me. But yeah, 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 yeah. But I mean, I don't know. I got some honey. I got some after when I get out. The talking is kind of aggravating. That's kind of what it's doing right now. But yeah, yeah. Parapsychologist, yeah. So the movie is called uh Late Night with the Devil. That's the name of the movie, right? And I'm going to see some talk show stuff, and all of a sudden, Demon Girl get on the stage, and no, I'm leaving. I'm leaving you. I'm leaving. Let me say again. I'm leaving. I, there's only so much that I can do. There's only so much that I can do with the devil. Now, I don't know whether or not heaven or hell exists. I don't know whether or not the devil exists. Technically, I don't know whether or not God exists. But I know what I feel. So just in case, let's just say for the sake of example, since it won't hurt nobody, it won't bother nobody, to just for the sake of future, for the future and my afterlife, I try to live right. You know what I mean? I try not to do something to warrant going to hell and meeting the devil. I damn sure don't want to meet him for that. I'm cool. I'm good. I'm good with watching my fake horror movies and stuff that I am almost certain has never happened. I am good watching stuff that they base on a true story and they made it a little bit worse than it is. I'm good at all that. But I'm not about to put myself in a situation where I'm just absolutely, you know what? No. I would rather just watch it on TV and be done with it. Hold on. Yeah, just like I'm at somebody's house party and they put out a week. Let me tell you something. I'm not sitting down playing no Ouija with you. I'm not doing no Bloody Mary shit. I'm not knocking on the door to an old abandoned house. I'm not following the clown into the damn sewer system. What else? Uh what's other stupid shit? I'm not getting out the car. I'm not going in the cornfield. I'm not going to the haunted house. I'm not following the serial killer behind the chainsaws. I'm not getting out the car. I'm not turning the car off. I'm not running in the woods. I'm not going to the old summer camp where the boy drowned at and the people got killed. I'm not. What else? I'm not going in the haunted house telling the ghost to come at me, bro. Y'all ever watch, I think it's Ghost Adventures. I'm just using Ghost Adventures as an example, but it's just about any horror movie or paranormal uh quote unquote real show that come on TV to where they sit up there, um the ghost ain't doing nothing, so instead of just waiting because it's a ghost, it got time. You know what I'm saying? Instead of that, you're gonna get in there and talk about you're a coward. You stupid. You stupid. And whatever happened to you should happen. Absolutely. Absolutely. Pull out a Ouija board. What I'm gonna ask? People always say if you could have 2 more hours with any person, um, real or fictional, the only person I can think about is my mom. That's the only person I would sit down. I would want some more time with, and even then, I wouldn't want to. If she, I know she in heaven, I wouldn't want to pull her out of her glorious afterlife to come and sit down and talk to me when I'm sure she's watching over me. I believe in my ancestors. I believe that our people are watching out for us. I believe that my line is watching out for me. Because a lot of times I can't explain why I'm still here for some of the stuff I done did and got away with. So I believe in it. I believe in the power of prayer and thought. However, comma. Hold on. Back to the lunch here. I'm flying up out of However, comma. I don't really like when somebody says I'm gonna pray for you. Because here's why. Here's why. Come with me. Go with me on this, right? A prayer can be anything. But people will pray for your downfall harder than they'll pray to uplift you. So you keep your prayers and just leave me alone. You keep them and just leave me alone. I'll pray for you. No, you won't. I don't need your thoughts and prayers. I just need you to leave me alone. Because I'm good. I believe that there are people out there that believe they can do whatever, that if they put these herbs and these spices and they put this crystal and they put it together and shake it up, something good will happen or something bad will happen. I believe that. But since, yeah, they can be praying on you, right? People think that it is something to say. I'll pray for you. Why? You just not gonna start? I'm not in your prayers every night. If I'm not in your prayer every night, if I'm not somebody you think about when you go and you sit down and you tell God, thank you for this, thank you for that, then don't be praying for me on no random Tuesday. I'm just saying. I don't want to hear about your random Tuesday prayers for me. I'm good. Thank you. I appreciate it. Keep your prayer. And I know this sounds crazy. Right. Right. I'll pray for myself. I'll ask the Lord or whoever I believe in. I don't want to alienate nobody. For the things I want and desire in my life. For the change that I want for myself. The only thing I ask the strangers and people out there is just leave me alone. If you don't like me, leave me alone. I'm good. If you don't wish me well, that's fine. I might not wish you well either. But I'm not going to. I'm good. I'm good. And I know this sounds crazy. But I have heard people say, I'll pray for you. The people don't know. If praying for strangers worked, we wouldn't be scared to send our kids to school. If praying for strangers worked, we wouldn't have to give our black sons and daughters to talk before they go out our house to make sure they make it back to our house. If praying for strangers worked, we wouldn't have school shootings and people shooting up churches. Hold on. Kiki said, just like this guy at my job, he was telling everyone he got a job interview and all of them was praying on his downfall. And I told him, quit telling your business to everyone. Absolutely. Because here's the thing. I don't understand that in and of itself. Outside of just praying, why do you care? I don't get that. And I wish that somebody could explain that to me. If you don't like old boy, that's cool. You ain't got to like everybody, and everybody ain't got to like you. But why do you have to actively wish or hope and pray on somebody's downfall? That he don't get the job, that he lose his house, that he lose his car, that he lose his family. Why do you have to actively do that? If you don't like him, don't like him. Don't mess with him. Don't give him no money. Don't help him out in a bad time. Why do you have to spend your prayers? Because realistically, God don't answer every prayer. So why are you spending up your prayers on somebody you don't like? Bad or good? What is it to you? I would love somebody to let me know. What is it to you? You can't even tell people you having a good job interview. You having a good day. You got to worry about folks, random ass people at your job praying on your downfall. Because why? Because they don't like the way your lunch smelling. I don't know. It's just, because 9 times out of 10, a lot of time people don't like somebody for stupid ass reasons. And it's never really somebody who's ever done anything to them or caused them any pain. It's just I don't like the way that person smell. I don't like the way that person walk. I don't like the way that person talk. Y'all know what I'm saying? Why does it matter to you that you gonna spend your prayers, your good government prayers, on somebody you don't like?
Okay.
I'm just saying. I don't.
I'll be back.
All right, babe. Be careful. I'm just saying. I don't get it. I just don't get it. If you don't care about somebody, cool. I don't know. Who am I? Excuse me, y'all. That's why they're yawn. That's why these dark circles in front of my eyes. I've never prayed for somebody's downfall. People say I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. I would. But I wouldn't pray for it. If you are my worst enemy, people say they'll talk about stuff. I hate when people say random stuff to make themselves sound or look better that don't make no sense. If you are my enemy, I wish all the bad stuff on you. But am I actively sitting up there using up my good prayers for you? Nope. Because just think about it. If you're praying for something bad to happen to somebody, what that make you? Don't that make you as bad as them? If you wishing, hoping, praying that somebody don't get the job, somebody don't get the car, somebody don't get the partner or whatever, and somebody get hurt or somebody die, what does that make you? It doesn't make you any better than them. It doesn't make you a better person. You ain't doing nothing to getting over on nobody. So I don't get that. I never have. But certain things I just don't get. I guess because I'm the if I don't like you, you don't exist kind of person. To where I don't spend my extra time. I'll talk to y'all and we'll talk and converse. But when I get off here, even when I'm talking about the fact that if I don't like somebody, they don't exist. I'm not thinking about anybody in particular because, like I said, if I don't like you, you don't exist. So you're not a thought process to me. I'm damn sure not going to sit up there and waste no time thinking about what I could do to make your life bad. That's taking time out of my day. That's running up minutes that I might need for when I get older. And instead of dying at 7:18, I die at 8:30. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm not going to waste up my minutes on you. The heck do I look like? Not going to waste my time on you. Yeah. Now, if we're in the same space together, let's just say for sake, we're at a meet and greet. And I see you and I don't like you. I don't say nothing to you. I don't act like, because I'm not phony. I'm going to sit there and look at you like I done lost my mind, truthfully. You're going to have to get people around you. You know how you co-sign to get people to co-sign? Is she okay? Bitch, I'm all right. Now, I'm not going to sit up there and say I'm going to lie. And if you walk away, I'm going to go, I sure hope they trip. But that's only because I see you. If I didn't see you, I wouldn't think of nothing. I'm not sitting up here thinking about the people I don't like, trying to figure out how to make their day bad. I'm not doing it. I don't want somebody to fail because I'm not succeeding in a specific thing. I don't want anybody who does content creation, who goes to YouTube, TikTok, or any internet platform to better themselves or to pay their bills. I don't want anybody to fail. I don't wish that on anybody because I don't care enough. Because your downfall doesn't mean I won't fall. Putting you down don't lift me up. It don't make me look like the good person in this scenario. It just makes me look like a bitter bitch who is sitting up there worried about somebody else who ain't them. I don't worry about nobody who ain't paying my cell phone bill. I don't worry about nobody who ain't putting food in my house. I take my vitamins. I take my pressure medication. I drink my coffee and I keep it pimping. And I really think that's what everybody in the world should do. Stop worrying about what the other person doing over there. Because if we all worried about ourselves, we all took care of ourselves and the people that we love, guess what? The world would be a better place. We'd be able to get along better. I'm just saying. We'd have a better, it would just be better. That's all I'm saying. So I'm actually going to get off here now. Hold on. Oh, wait a minute. Exactly. I was like, wow. Okay. It's not scrolling, y'all. Okay. It's not scrolling. I'm just, I don't know. That I've never, in my whole big 58 years on this earth, it is, there are infinite things. Hold on. Can't see. Hey, Journey. Hey, y'all. Hey. In my whole big 58 years on this earth, I don't understand everything. And there are certain things that no matter how much you explain it to me, I'll ever understand. I'm that kind of person. Once I see something and once I have evidence of its truth or its falseness, nothing you can do is going to sway me to, nothing you could say could make me see the positives in Donald Trump. Because there aren't any. There aren't any. And the fact that we are living in the times that we living in and people think, and it's a lot of people out there think that that's okay, it boggles my mind. But it's nothing that's going to sit up there and change my mind about it. You're not going to sit up there and tell me about his terrible childhood and how he's the reason that he is and you should feel sorry. No, I shouldn't. Nothing you can say to me is going to change my mind about certain stuff. Nothing. Now, if you give me facts and I don't know all the facts, and now you've given me the facts, then yes, I'll adjust it. But like things like I'm talking about intangible things. Maybe I should specify. I'm talking about intangible things. When I say you can't change my mind, if if all of a sudden, because now you know the thing going on, they're saying Tylenol causes autism, but the people that are telling you that Tylenol causes autism are not doctors. It was a chiropractor, people trying to sell their supplements on TikTok, uh, RFK. You're a crackhead. How you gonna sit up there and tell me something? And I'm gonna sit up there. These are the same people that used to take horse dewormer during COVID. These are the same people who will sit up there and take horse tranquilizer, not tranquilizer, or maybe horse tranquilizer, but not a vaccine. But you're gonna tell me that the only thing I can take, the Tylenol. Only thing I could take when I was pregnant with Nick was Tylenol, and that's what I took if I had a headache or something. And I didn't, because the one time my head hurt so bad when I was with Nick, my blood pressure went up, and I went to the hospital. But other than that, when you're pregnant, your body goes through stuff. So, and he's fine. But if you come along and they do the studies, because what I don't get is people nowadays. It's like I don't know what I was doing. I don't know what I was, but it made me think when the flood happened and God wiped everybody off the earth except for Noah and the animals and the people that were on Noah's ark. He said, I would not come back. I will never do this particular thing to cleanse the earth again. Something else will happen. I firmly believe that he's cleansing the earth with stupidity. Because I have never seen so many people. COVID came out. Now, all of a sudden, everybody in their mammy is a doctor. And nobody is, thank you. And nobody is, what's the word I'm looking for? And nobody wants to do vaccines because they cause, I don't know, plastics to be in your blood. I don't know. It was so much stupid stuff out there that makes no sense. But a doctor or a scientist tells you that vaccines are safe and we need them because the diseases that they keep from happening kill more people. You know what I'm saying? Like measles. People don't want to get their kids measles shot, but you want your little raggedy, unvaccinated child around mine? Don't do it. Don't do it. Because, I mean, I took it over there to the doctor. Hey, could you shoot this baby up? Because if you don't, I'm going to take it home. Yeah. Don't come to my house talking about, I don't believe in vaccines. Well, I believe in it, though. I am 58 years old with pressure problems. You're not about to kill me with your baby little raggedy measles. No. Little raggedy chicken pox. You know what? You know what'll happen to somebody oldest to me catching these things? Send your child to school with the measles. I don't believe in vaccines. I don't believe. But I'm going to go get somebody some horse dewormer because ivermectin is good for you. I believe that the Lord is using stupidity to cleanse the earth. Because I have seen some of the stupidest shit in my life much recently. Yeah. 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 I'm just saying. You're welcome, Kiki. I firmly believe they look stupid. I firmly believe he's just decided to let them just free ball it out there. I don't know. Do y'all know? This don't have nothing to do with what I was just talking about. You know when you're growing up, your family's just there. This ain't got to do with nothing. I just thought about it. Because when I said, oh, old as I am, I just thought about it. With the exception of the family I married into, I haven't seen any of my blood relations for over a decade. And I really don't have a lot left in my close family, you know, my nuclear family, like sister, brother, things like that. And I just realized there are, and even though I have a loving family here, a family I made, a beautiful family, I have a bomb squad, but it's kind of sad. I haven't seen people that I'm biologically related to in over a decade. It's kind of sad. I don't mean to bring you down. It's just an observation. But then I realize, as I'm talking to y'all and saying this out loud, that the family that I made is just important as the family I was born into, if not more important, because there are no actual physical ties. It is just love that brings us together. And I think that we should think about that. Because for some reason, on my timeline and my TikTok, my FYP, I get a lot of Married to a Mama's Boy, that show that was on TV. I told you TLC from the Dale. TLC is a channel of bad decisions and psychotic breaks. So I get a lot of that, right? And I don't understand. I don't want somebody to tell me that has been married to or dated a mama's boy or had a really bad mother-in-law, why y'all stayed with that person. Because I love my baby. And he's kind of a mama's boy. I made it so he'd be independent. But he know his mama gonna be there. He know he can come and lay his head on my lap and I got you. But I don't want him to honor me over his wife or his fiance. I don't understand that. I don't get that. And I'm a boy mom. I am. Got one kid and it's a boy. I have no choice. I have one biological child that I had. I don't get it. It's like there's this mother. This is mother-in-law. They're married and they got 4 kids. 4 or 5 kids. They got 4 kids. And she treats this girl horribly in front of her husband. And the husband just sitting there and go like, well, because they were moving from somewhere to, I think, Florida, and they were building a house. They were buying a house, but the house wasn't big enough because the boy wanted a mother-in-law suite for his mama, and so they were adding on. And she was like, "I don't want to live with her." And he's like, "Well, it's my mom." Well, why did you stay? I don't get somebody who has dated. Can somebody who has dated a mama's boy, or a daddy's girl, or any combination of the two, tell me why you stayed with that person when you knew that the person that you was with was never going to put you first? Because somebody said something about what order does your family come in? Spouse, kids, mother. Let's just go that way. In my lineup is DC, Nick and Brittany. Well, ain't nobody else. But you know what I'm saying. That's the order. My spouse. Because here's the thing, and here's why I say that. If you're in a marriage or in a relationship with somebody, in a committed relationship, and your commitment to each other and your relationship is not good, you can't take care of them kids right. You're doing your disservice to the kids. So even if you put your kids first, you're not putting them first because they're not in a healthy situation. After your spouse come your kids. Live, die, and breathe. That's my heart on the outside. But mama has got to be whole. Mama and daddy have got to be whole. Mama and mama, daddy and daddy have got to be a whole unit before they can properly take care of the child. And then after that, it's everybody else. Will I take my family or my parent into consideration about doing certain things? Yes. Because as a family, as a unit, as a whole, which includes your in-laws and your parents, you have to take certain things into consideration. But would I take them into consideration over DC? Absolutely not. She just was killing this, but she stayed. It's another when they get married and the mama is planning her wedding with her son. I'm sitting there going, why are you marrying him? It can't be because you got kids, because there's way too many single parents out there. Why would you stay in a situation where, I don't know, because the chat not moving, so y'all could be talking to me and I don't know. So I don't know. I need to sign. I was signed in on hey Leilani, type something, and if it don't show up in it or I don't acknowledge it, could you text me and let me know? Because the last thing I see on my screen is thank you, Lisa, from Kiki. But I wish somebody would tell me, why do you stay in a situation to where you are not put first? Help me, because I don't get it. If we took the vows, it is me and you against the world, and that includes your mama and them. Okay, thank you, baby. You said hey. All right, so DC said something. So it is. I had told my wife before. I said I'll fight anybody by her that include folks you're related to. So play with me if you want to. Because at the end of the day, you are my priority. And if me and you good, then that's going to trickle down to our kids, and our kids are going to be great. Now, when you're single and by yourself, yes, your child is your main focus. Your child is your. It's no longer you. It's us. It's we. But that goes along when you got a spouse. You do have to take. I have to take my wife's thought processes into consideration with things that I do. Hold on. Oh, okay. Is he okay? Tell him we say we hope you're okay. Um, what's I about to say? My brain broke for a second. I have to take my wife, and it's not just me. I can't make unilateral decisions where it will affect my partner. But my parents ain't got nothing to do with that. My mom and them ain't got nothing to do with that. They don't dictate what I do in my home, just like I don't dictate what they do in their home. I respect my elders, my parents, but they don't dictate what I do in my marriage. They don't dictate what I do in my relationship. They shouldn't hold that kind of sway in a situation like that. They're buying the house. He is buying a house that accommodates his mama, not that accommodates his wife and his 5 kids. And I guess they're in a relationship where they want to have a bunch of kids because they own child 4 or 5, and she want to have another kid. And his mama act like she got something to say about it. And he up there going, well, maybe we need to rethink. She's like, I ain't got nothing to do with your mama. I want to have another baby. That's me and you. This our family, not hers. No. That's just, these are my opinions. If you don't agree, that's fine. 2 things can be true at one time. In your household, in your world, you're okay with your parent, mother, father, having a say in your relationship. If that's how you're raised and that is comfortable to you, then more power to you. 2 things can be true at the same time. But as far as I'm concerned, nobody has a say inside of my relationship with my wife but me and her. That's it. Not even my kids have a say in that. When my son gets, I don't have a say in my daughter's marriage. I don't have a say in that. Because that's her marriage. That's her motherhood. That's her husband. That's her spouse. I don't have a say in what they do. I shouldn't factor in. My wife shouldn't factor in on that. That's why a whole lot of stuff go down when people take personal inside the marriage, inside the relationship business to their mom and them for advice, and then get mad when their mom and them give them advice they don't like. Keep it to yourself. Now, I'm not talking about in cases of abuse. I firmly believe. Now, here's where there's a caveat. I firmly believe that if you're in an abusive situation, don't sit up there and say that I don't want to get a divorce. I don't want my I don't want to be embarrassed. I don't want my family to know that I'm getting my ass whooped on a regular basis. That is where I have the one time that you should bring your family into your stuff. The first time somebody put their hands on you, you supposed to call your mama. First time a girl put her hands on Nick, and I mean in a way that would get him sent to jail or her to the morgue, call me. Yes. Because I have seen time and time and time and time a million times again with all the crime shows that I watch, mothers and sisters and people sitting there talking about their family members, how they never told me they were getting abused. They never told me the things that he or she was doing to them. I didn't know. I wondered, I guessed, but I didn't know because they never told me. And then when you listen to the people who survived these domestic violence relationships, you'll hear them say, I didn't want to call my mama, I didn't want to call my daddy, I didn't want to tell anybody that I was getting hit, I didn't want to tell anybody that I was getting raped, I didn't want to tell anybody. No, stop that. If you have a family that will rally around you for the good times, they're gonna rally around you for the bad times. If you can tell your mama about him being a hoe, you can tell your mama about him putting his hands on you. That's the one time you need to bring somebody into your business. That's the one time you need to show up at your mom and them door at 2 o'clock in the morning with a split lip and a suitcase. But other than that, no. You don't hold no sway in my relationship. I'm not doing this for you. I'm not moving to this house, to this state for you. Get out of here. I got here. I look like the Joker for some reason. My eyebrows are very pointy today. All right, y'all. Your girl is getting up off here. It's almost 8 o'clock. And I said I was going to get off here almost 40, 50 minutes ago. So I'm going to come back tomorrow. I'll figure out something. I'll probably watch another horror movie. We'll talk about that. It is Halloween. It's spooky season. And it is my favorite season of the year. So I want to thank everybody for coming out. Leilani, Kiki, Nirvana, whoever I miss, Janice. Yeah, if I miss somebody, I'm sorry. I want to thank everybody for conversating and joining the conversation. I appreciate y'all for supporting us. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. Hit that notification bell so that every time we go live or drop a video, you guys can join us. Yeah. So I'm going to see if I'm coming live tomorrow. I might come live a little early. I never know. Normally I look at my little shows and then I come live so I have something to talk about. But you never know. Something might hit me. Every now and again, some stuff make my ass itch and I got to run to tell y'all. So thank you, Kiki. Good night. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all, Bomb Squad. We appreciate the support. And hey, let's do this again. It's your girl, Lisa. And I'm out. Bye, y'all.